Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crafty Beer Reviews. Today I will be reviewing a very special beer. This is a collaboration between Baird, Ishii, and Stone. This is the Japanese Green Tea IPA. That's right. Now, for those of you that don't know, but I'm sure most of you do, this beer was originally brewed back in 2011. Now, unfortunately, I completely missed it. I had heard about it, I think, a year later, and it sounded awesome, but, obviously there was no way to try it at that point, so really, really glad that they brought this one back. Of course, there was such a huge demand for it, they decided to rebrew this in 2015, so yeah, it's been 4 years since they made this one, which I think is pretty crazy, but definitely glad that they did this. So this is a double IPA. They're obviously using Japanese green tea in this, and then they've also changed up the recipe a little bit for the 2015 edition versus the 2011. So they are using Helga hops in this one as opposed to Pacifica in the 2011 version, and this is also a little bit stronger. It's 10.1 ABV as opposed to 9.2 back in 2011, and I don't know about you guys, I think that bottle design is really, really awesome. I think it's cool that, they got all the same collaborators to come back and do this one. And this is a super fresh bottle. It's only been out for a week, so definitely looking forward to finally trying this one. Now, I'm not a huge tea person, but I do like green and white teas, and I just think this idea just sounds really, really neat. Definitely can't wait to check this one out. So, without further ado, let's get into the aroma. Oh man, wow. Yeah, they definitely got green tea in there. Oh my god, that's crazy. That is just so green tea for it. I'm definitely getting that really just kind of herbal, earthy green tea notes. Kind of floral, but wow, this thing is packed. I mean, it really smells like a cup of green tea. Definitely getting the hop notes too. Like I get a peachy note. I definitely get some apricot in there. A little bit of orange, maybe a tangerine type of note. Grapefruit, yeah, it has this really nice kind of tropical fruit note, and it just blends seamlessly with that green tea because I would say in the nose the green tea is a lot more prominent than the hops, but at the same time they just kind of balance each other because I get a little bit of, a whiff of hops, and then I get a whiff of green tea. Yeah, it just really smells nice. It kind of smells like a fruity green tea, especially with those kind of peach and apricot notes in there, but man, this smells good. Guys, let's go ahead and take our first sip. Oh, wow. Wow. That is definitely very green tea forward. That is good. So right up front, that very big herbal, earthy, kind of floral green tea is just, wow, it is so predominant. It's almost like having a cup of green tea, honestly. And that's crazy, but it is very, very green tea forward. After that, the hops definitely kick in, but I'd say that the green tea is still at the forefront of this. Oh man, that just works so well. Again, I'm getting those peach notes, apricot. I'm getting a little bit of that kind of tangerine sweetness, definitely some orange peel. Definitely getting that bittersweet grapefruit in there, but wow, that is tasty. Oh my god. And it really, again, just like in the aroma, it really tends to just blend with the green tea because, I kind of get that earthy herbalness, and then I get a little bit of peach and apricot, and there's a little bit more of that kind of floral green tea, and then I get a little bit of orange peel and grapefruit. It really, the flavors here are just super integrated. It also finishes with a decent dryness, but at the same time, there's a little bit of a sweeter note too. It's subtly sweet, but I get a little bit of some bready malt, and then like a little bit of kind of sweetness on the back end, like sweeter tropical fruits, maybe a hint of sweetness from the green tea as well, but man, I can see why people were ranting and raving over this in 2011, and I'm glad that Stone decided to bring this one back. Again, like I said, back then it sounded really cool, and I think this really works quite well. Now, that being said, if you are not a tea person, specifically green tea, I really wouldn't suggest drinking this one. I mean, it is so green tea forward. I don't think if you don't like tea, not really going to be worth it, but for the tea lovers and the IPA lovers, this is a great, great beer. It's got a nice medium body, a very crisp, clean type of taste. Again, a dry finish, but a little bit of sweetness too. And man, For over 10%, I'm shocked. I can't smell the alcohol. I can't taste the alcohol. I get a little bit of a warmth as it goes down, but I mean, it is subtle. This is a very, very dangerous beer because it's super refreshing. You know, I feel like the green tea has kind of played down some of the bitterness from the hops. Don't get me wrong, it's still a pretty bitter beer, and you definitely can tell this is a double IPA. At the same time, it's not nearly as bitter or, you know, kind of biting as a lot of Stone IPAs, because, man, do those guys love their hops, and it shows. But yeah, it's just kind of, it's a very balanced beer. Despite, you know, all these huge flavors, despite the ABV, it's just very well balanced. It's refreshing, and everything just comes together beautifully. Stone, my hat off to you guys, Baird and Ishii. This is just a phenomenal beer. I really, really am enjoying this. It's gone pretty quick here in Ohio, so I'd like to find another bottle. At this point, I don't know. Maybe this will become one that they do more frequently, though. In terms of rating, guys, I'm going with a 9.5 out of 10. I really don't have many complaints. It's a Japanese green tea IPA. On the label, that's exactly what it is. It's a double IPA with all these big fruity hops. You know, the malt really doesn't get in the way. And then you have that big herbal, earthy, you know, very floral type of green tea notes just mixing perfectly. It's easy to drink. It's refreshing. It's a great beer. If you guys like tea and hops, go check it out. Alright, guys, that does for this beer review. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, I hope whatever you're doing involves good craft beer.